Hi, my name is Licsko. Let's talk about art. Today I'm going to talk about my art. This is one of my paintings. And as you can see, I like to take it more complicated than just a straight landscape. And that is because I'm so complicated and well developed. I like to explore different dimensions all the time. And in this one, it gave me an interesting, complicated problem on how to solve the light source if I take the whole thing and put it into like a rolling dimension. Everything is waves in the universe to me. And it was an interesting thing that basically the light source, as it's radiating its light down, which is an interesting thing to do with the brush, by the way, because you have to be able to really have a nice textureless like appearance, so that it actually looks like light beams. And it was a fascinating study because at the same time, I'm rolling all of these waves onto a completely different curvature. And it was a fun puzzle thing to actually solve. But I think it's a very pleasing effect, and it gives me not a surrealistic, but an ethereal, which I really like the term of, an ethereal interpretation of the universe around me, because after all, we are embedded in this world. And as an artist, I like to be able to not just be influenced by it, but influence it in my canvases towards the viewer. So this was actually a seascape. We live very close to this waterway ourselves. Anyways, there's a lot of beautiful lighting and all kinds of things that's happening, but the water itself is usually calm and it reflects the light in this very unique kind of way. That's a bitch to paint because you have to be basically really like detailed, and you have to be very capable of dealing with it. But as I took the ordinary, obviously horizontal line would be straight, I put it almost like a flag because I want to see what kind of a design it would create. I was doing this way before the computers were able to do. Horizon line, as you can see, everything is water. And oh no, well, yes, there's some islands here, but they're just silhouettes, to be honest with you. And the sky, I think it's its own explanation. But I have to say that was a fun. I've done two or three of these waves in a different forms because it's an abstraction, but it's also realism. That's why I called it ether realism. It's malleable, and that's my style. I happen to like this group of coloring. I changed the appearance of the thing because it allows me to work with a certain frequency of light, a certain hue, aura, that I like to bring out. I mean, for instance, look at the horizon line of this water. It goes through these beautiful pinks, and it goes into the golds where the sunlight really shines, and it goes around. And I have to kind of play that in a mathematically correct manner to give it the appearance. I like to work in a kind of certain chiaroscuro, even though I use basically maybe mauve as its base instead of charcoal. I could do it in reds. I could do this in yellow, and it would still look, in this manner of expression. But I choose the colors. As you can see, there's some really touches of really nice manganese blue coming through with these mauves, and it gives a certain ambiance, like peacock feathers, as an example. Anyways, there's no fish in the water. All right, I'd like to ask you to make a comment on this painting or any of my work, to be honest with you, because I do want to have a communication with you. So if you think it sucks, put it on there. If you think it's fantastic, put it on there. I probably prefer the fantastic statement though. But anyways, please leave a comment below and just think of my delicate ego. So be kind, okay? Thank you. All right, so if you like my video, please do put that little button on there that says like. And if you really like it, please subscribe. And like I said, if you want to have a comment, please put it on there. I'm very interested in your view of my work. Thank you.